I'm a pit bull, and I approve this message.
Hey.
I love that beat.
Yeah. Hey, what's happening, everybody?
Oh, hey, we're here again. Hi. Welcome to
Conversations with a Pit Bull Live.
number
7.
That's what I said. Number 7. Yes. Hey, everybody. We got a great show for you today. It's going to be wall to wall. We will have wonderful in-studio guests. Let me start off. Introduce Jay. Jay Tavare. Is he on camera? Show the world that guy. Okay.
Hey, there he is.
Look at, and he got a dog with him.
Oh yeah, this is Miss Bardot.
Hi.
Hey, Miss Bardot.
We got a dog in the studio. All right. So, everybody, so I know all the girls won't be turning away today because, Jay's sitting over there and Miss Bardot is over there. So, it's on. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back.
You've been traveling, man.
Man, I'm operating off about an hour of sleep, but that's okay because we got Pitbull energy drink in the house, and that's exactly what you need to put a little pep in your step early in the morning.
That's right.
Thank you everybody for tuning in and watching the show. We've been getting a lot of great feedback from people all around the world. It's just been great, and just the two of us trying to do the best we can, trying to reply to people and do the social networking thing. It's been a little crazy, but we're making our efforts, and the show is growing and becoming better because of you guys. And so we really want to thank you for tuning in and helping out.
Exactly. And on that note, okay, everyone. All right, here we go. Every week, Jay, I've started out. I was looking at we just for you guys who are just viewing and coming in on the first time. Mm-hmm. This is our 7th episode. You said.
Yes.
7. And I was looking at the archive show, and I always talk about the emails, right? Because I've got like tons and tons of emails, and I always say, hey, I'm getting to you guys. And there's a lot of people that's been showing us love, and a lot of new people I met. And so yesterday I said, you know what? I'm giving praises to some of these people about, we have Isabel Vanor and I'm not going to say everybody's name. In New Mexico, we got, and these are people who've come on board, made comments, sent emails, said, keep doing this thing, keep going, or, we want to be part of it, all of that. Icy in India, Anna Walsh in New Zealand, Marie in Italy, A. Ramano Yin in Japan, Zeth Yeber, I'm messing up your name, in Sri Lanka, and Alan Rosa, Tampa, Florida, Janice in Chicago. Hey, we love you. All right, and this is quick, but I've been procrastinating on this for weeks, so I got to do it. Fabio in Santa de la Vera Cruz, Argentina.
Wow.
Susie Dexter in a long way away, and Janice Gabriello in Bali, from the Bali Animal Welfare Association, showed me love. Yes,
hey.
In Indonesia.
That's right.
Stella from Rome, Italy, and I put these in alphabetical order. Alex G in Romania, Alex M in London, because y'all know who you are. Alex H. in Portland, Alex R. in Russia, Sister H. Hill in the United States, Air Force protecting us.
Hey, Air Force.
All right. Mexus in Bakersfield, and Dennis in North Carolina.
What's up, Dennis?
Arkello in Costa Rica, Argreos. Nah, my globe stopped working. Adam Nix in Germany, Dorina in Glasgow, Andrea Kuhl in Sao Paulo, Brazil, Brynus Ares.
Damn, how long is that list, man?
Oh, I'm just on a couple.
You know,
I'm sorry, but
we're
I've been
on-
saying every week. I say I'm gonna get email people. And every.
This isn't our studio. Like, we still,
All right.
like, pay
Jay
rent. so-
Sutherland and but okay, I'm sorry.
Well, look.
Bottom line is
there's a
one.
ton of you guys out there.
Last. The Animal Rights Coalition in Australia. And the
Wow.
National Pit Bull, and I'm going to talk about that later. National Pit Bull Awareness Day.
Well, that's one of the things we wanted. We
So
wanted
anyway,
for this show to be a
I got
global,
some of it
a
done,
global
so
show.
I'm a man of my word.
We
I
wanted it
love
to
you
be a
guys.
global
Thank
show,
you.
and it is. And thank you guys so much for all tuning in. It's so awesome. But look, we're gonna be right back. We're gonna go pay some bills real quick, and when we come back, we're gonna chill out in the studio with our buddy Jay.
That's right. This ain't no Channel 7 audience. This is a global thing.
You're
man.
watching Conversation with a Pit Bull.
Conversations with a Pit Bull Live, a show about dogs, the people that love them, and real issues. Brought to you by Pit Bull Energy Drink. Available in a wide variety of flavors, guaranteed no aftertaste.
What kind of dog does Dracula have? A bloodhound.
Please support your local rescue groups. They do more to support your community than any others.
Hey, we're back.
Okay.
You're watching Conversations with a Pit Bull Live. You're in the studio. I'm Daniel Mason.
And I would be Foster Court, I guess.
So, Jay, tell us a little bit about yourself, brother. What's going on? Thank you so much for coming in so early and whatnot.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I
my
wanted to-
pleasure.
I wanted to give you Jay's rundown, man, and Ryan did something to my notes, guys. So don't blame me. It's not my fault. It's a technical.
Well, luckily we have-
But Jay is
All you gadget people like freak me out sometimes. You got the real person in the house that could tell us his whole story or whatnot.
All
and
right.
you wanna go check your email.
Well,
Hey,
I'm just
Jay,
trying to get better. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get better every time. I caught up I procrastinated on the emails for so
he
long.
came
Caught
in
up on
early.
that.
He brought his dog. He's well equipped, ready to go.
I know.
Okay, well, let me say
Spotlight's
this.
on you.
Let me say this. Jay is one of, and I don't want to sound racist, because with being people of color, Jay's Indian, man, Native American, and I've seen his work. The boy is bad,
Wow.
And by being a cinematographer, which a lot of you know and a lot of you don't, for most of 90% of my life,
Yeah.
I look through the camera, and there's nothing better than looking through the camera and having an actor that really is on it. Because it's like music, man. It's,
Awesome.
It's really kicking when all the elements is lit and the camera, the actors do their part. There's nothing sadder than, you have it lit great, you got all this great equipment, and actors out there that don't know their lines and they don't, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like his work I really respect on a couple of different levels, and then as a Native American cat, man, you say, wow, how come he ain't working more, Not that you ain't working, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
but, it's hard to get to that Denzel, that's my man Brad Pitt level. And Jay, and we're not here to talk about acting, but, we're talking about dogs. But how come I don't see any, leading men Indians, guys?
Yeah, well, it's one of those things. The African Americans certainly paid their dues, but
And the Indians didn't?
well, it's there's you see when there was a lead role recently for an Indian, and it was Johnny Depp playing it, Tonto in Lone Ranger. So
Yeah.
and although he has probably some Indian blood, but it's like I said, it's not often written for native leads.
Right.
And I've been very fortunate to be in films like Cold Mountain, The Missing for Ron Howard, or Adaptation with Meryl Streep. But these were all native leads, but not necessarily, what I call leathers and feathers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Good roles. I would play the.
Maybe you should get
soldier.
like a fake British accent like Johnny Depp, and that might help out. You know what
All
I'm
right,
saying? 'Cause
darling.
I've been working on mine. He's like, ugh.
Oh, you mean one of those posh
Johnny
accents?
Depp,
Hello, Adrian.
Yeah.
So good to see you.
I mean, I'm not trying to infringe on anybody's work. You know what I mean? Like my
No, we
step
love
out in the
them all,
acting
yeah.
stuff is.
Well, and old props to Johnny. I respect him.
I love him too.
The only thing I had a problem was for being the biggest movie star in the world. He could have been more proud of his indigenous background before he was a mega star.
Yeah.
So it just came across a little bit, artificial when just when he wanted to play the role was that element was emphasized more.
Yeah.
Because certainly, like one of the things I do, that's why I'm proud of your show, is that whatever little fame or attention I've got, I try to, take it back to where is needed, which is the what's happening now on the reservations in America is horrific.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And people don't know about it. We in Americans, we have no clue what's happening on our American Indian reservations every single day. From just the rates of suicide and poverty and alcoholism and many other issues that we could be addressing. And yet every day we send tons of money overseas trying to help the rest of the world when our own indigenous people are really in need.
Yeah, that's one of the things that really opened my eyes, especially dealing with Foster on this movie Conversations with a Pit Bull, is having my eyes opened up to the plight of these dogs and how similar that is to people that are oppressed or people that are struggling around the world. You see, the voice is not there, or the projection of that voice is not there, but the problems are so rampant and the mountain is so tall. But you know what? Every little piece helps. You know what I mean? We just keep chopping away at it, and little shows like this, and certainly the work that you're doing out there on the acting tip is certainly helping. We're gonna have more with our buddy Jay in a second.
And we're going to talk about Jay's dog, too, and all the stuff.
He got a cute little dog over there. These dogs are stars, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you got stars rolling with stars. That's how they do it. It's the new Rat Pack. But check it out. I see my boy Fred. We got him in his room breakdancing. So we're gonna chime in with him. Fred is our legal expert with Pitbull Legal News, and he chimes in every week to give you guys an update on what's going on in the dog community and the Pitbull world. So let's check in with Fred. Fred, are you there, buddy?
I'm always here.
Yeah, I saw you running circles with your dogs there. What was going on with that?
Well, my pit bull Siberian Husky jumped up in the chair. My other dog, who's the dominant dog, didn't like that and barked at him, so I had to put them all over there.
That's why we always go to commercial, because when I start tripping, Foster likes to jump and give me a little sidekick every once in a while. So it's the same thing. I get it, man. But tell us what's going on in the legal world and with the dog community. What's fresh and what do we need to be up on?
Well, the first thing is that Patrick the pit bull, I don't know if you know his story. That was a dog that was tied out on the patio and then dumped down the trash chute, and a trash man found him, and it's the most emaciated dog I've ever seen.
Right.
That dog was then taken to the vet and was named Patrick because I think it was St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
The person who was arrested for that finally pled guilty this week.
Oh,
Her name
wow.
is Keisha Curtis.
Right.
And she did not get any jail time. A lot of animal rescue people and dog people are very upset. The maximum prison sentence would have been 18 months. She has children, and the judge said, because jail would be a hardship on your children, we're going to give you 18 months probation.
Wow.
And I don't really have any problem with that, but some of his statements from the bench, his name is Judge Cassini, he said something to the effect of, well, my next case up is a cop that got killed, and that's a 10. This animal abuse case is like a 3 or 4. And I feel like, you don't compare those things. And if you do, it's always going to be animal cruelty doesn't mean anything. So he's getting a lot of criticism for that statement, and I think rightly so. And I think, Patrick's situation caused that state to pass Patrick's Law, which increased the penalties for animal cruelty. So something good came of it. On the other side of this woman who was charged with it, she's going to have to do probation. She's going to have to get her GED. She's got to reimburse $2,000 of the vet expenses. And one of the most important rulings the court made was that Patrick will stay with the veterinarian people that rescued him. The New Jersey ASPCA was actually suing to get ownership of Patrick because he's a big factor in donations. So, I mean, that shows the kind of underbelly of, of what happens with these animal welfare groups when there's a dog that's famous like that. The flip side that was out this week is that there was a dogfighting bust where they arrested 4 or 5 people from Mississippi, Alabama, Texas, in a huge dogfighting ring. They seized 367 pit bulls. And apparently this has been an ongoing investigation. They have wiretaps, aerial surveillance, co-conspirators testifying. So these cases are typically very, very difficult to prosecute. And unfortunately, in some cases, very, very difficult to get a very strong sentence. We've had cases up here in my state, Florida, where people have been convicted and they just get probation.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that dog
All
bust.
the dogs have been seized by the ASPCA.
Right.
And they're going to be rehabilitated.
Right.
Yeah, I heard about that dog bust. That was like big news.
And Fred, where did they go? Where did the dogs go?
Where did they?
Yeah.
They went to various places because the bust took place in different states.
Right. But and if you get any news on that, any leads, and anybody out there, because I like to keep track of.
Yeah, I read
to
about that bust. It was big news, and the authorities were pretty happy with it. I mean, they must have been using that Eric Snowden like technique and tapping lines and everything because they were on it, man. They got these dudes and. They had a whole litany of guys that they put in the mix, but that's good. I mean, I guess like people out there like making those big type of busts, they make headlines, and hopefully something good will come for those dogs. That they did rescue. They said there were a lot of them were emaciated, and just some of them were really scarred and just really being tortured.
We've talked to guys who have tried to bust dog fighting rings, and it's very secretive.
Yeah,
I mean, it's almost. It's nearly impossible to get in there unless you have an informant or someone who can actually go, because what they do is it's like a flash dog fight. They tell them where it's going to be, like a half an hour beforehand.
Yeah.
And if anything shows up weird, they just disperse.
Wow.
Well, Fred, next time they call you and tell you it's going to be somewhere, let me know.
You got the inside track. Well, hey everybody, that's our buddy Fred with Pitbull Legal News. Fred, tell them where they can chime in and check out your radio show.
Our radio show is Blog Talk Radio, Pit Bulletin Legal News, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday nights. This week we're having Everest, the pit bull, who is a CGC certified dog and a reading companion.
Okay.
And last week we had on Richard Hunter, who confronted Michael Vick about his dog fighting and there's a YouTube of it on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
Hey, well, you guys make sure you guys tune in for Fred's show. Like he said, the show wouldn't be what it is without people like Fred and people like Rita and other people behind the scenes that are contributing, making the show better. So we'll check in again with you next week, Fred. Good luck on the show, and we'll be in touch, bro.
Right, and in 10 seconds, Fred, was Josh on your show?
Yes, he was.
How was he? Now I'm going to get Josh over here.
He's a young guy. But he's not afraid of controversy.
Oh yeah. Well, I think the first time when he and I met, we went like, So yeah, that's true. No, but I'm just kidding. I love him and respect him, and I want to get him in here because he's been working at it a long time, man.
Yeah.
He's been doing the work. And
he does a very hard job, which is going into shelters and taking pictures of dogs that are going to be euthanized.
That's right.
And it's heartbreaking to do that work. It's hard.
Exactly. But I just love it because, out of all the hundreds of groups that I had encounters with in terms of, the years of just trying to get people to understand, I was trying to bring everybody together. It was like one of the most paranoid reactions was from like, and it wasn't so much Josh. He was cool, but I think his circle, a couple of people was like, oh, what does this guy mean? He's gonna try to change things.
Well, let me tell you guys something else that's hard. Stopping two intellectual giants like you guys from talking so that we can stick to the script. So, Fred, we're gonna chime in with you next week, buddy. Thank you so much for coming in and contributing. Make sure everybody goes out and supports the show. We're gonna go pay some bills real quick. Conversation with a Pitbull Live. Take care. Turn them.
Conversations with a Pitbull Live, a show about dogs, the people that love them, and real issues. Brought to you by Pitbull Energy Drink. Available in a wide variety of flavors, guaranteed no aftertaste.
What did the hungry Dalmatian say after his meal? That hit the spots.
Please support your local rescue groups. They do more to support your community than any others.
We're back.
Hey, we're back, everybody. You're watching Conversations with a Pitbull Live.
Oh, you know what? The two things. We're going to go to Jay, talk to Jay now. And,
Yeah, we got a couple minutes of Miss Bardot over there.
I got two things they're going to say real quick, because with Rita Johnson, our co-executive producer, the queen, I totally forgot. Rita's had a contest going on all week on Facebook and on the Skillet magazine.
Yeah, we had one of our winners on last week, right?
Yeah, but this is another contest that Rita's had going. So everybody out there, the answers for that is on the chat.
Oh, okay.
So you should be on the chat and the answer, and I think they're gonna call in.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna have a call in. What time is it? Because I want to have it maybe. Okay.
There's a lot of action going on in the chat room. Hey, what's up, Leah, Cheryl, Rita, everybody in the chat room. Thank you guys for blowing that stuff up. It's like I said, the show is what it is because of you guys. But anyway,
it's one other question I'm going.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to Jay because. I had another that whole.
I want to know about this dog, this cute little dog he's got over there.
Talk to Bardot.
Miss Bardot, who's that?
Well, you know what? I've always rescued my dogs. So, and I lost like 3 dogs over 5 years at this too old age and tumors, whatever. They're all rescue dogs. And
I thought I was going to say, well, you have to use a leash, Jay.
I know. No, actually. So when my last dog passed away, which was about 4 years ago, I had planned to take a break, from just having a pooch. But this little girl ended up on my doorstep because of a friend who found her in the street. And she was an absolute mess. And the plan was for me to just clean her up and potentially see if we can find her home or maybe take her to the shelter. And she was just, it took me 2 hours to hand cut her because she looked like she'd been on the street for about a year.
Oh, wow.
And the vet said afterwards that she probably was being used as a puppy mill kind of thing because she had like 1 or 2 litters, although she was only about a year old.
Oh.
So the first night she stayed with me, I kind of got up to see her curled up in my arm in the morning, and that was it. It was like, she was just... the cutest little thing, and I ended up keeping her because she had some behavioral issues that I worked with. And
what girl done?
Here we go.
But you know what? She turned out to be an incredible dog. I totally changed my my outlook on looking at little dogs because she turned out to be. I run the LA Marathon, and she kept up with me for the training.
That's amazing.
See how he just casually slid that in, how he's running marathons and doing all kind of like in shape type of stuff. He's like, man, I do my own stunts, and then that's why I got this dog. I'm like, that's pretty cool, Jay. Like,
but actually, I run it for a cause. I always run anytime an native runs, it's for a cause. So
and you're doing social goodness. I mean, you brought a superhero into the studio with us. Thanks, Rita.
And we have to talk though because Jay, as I said, we had so much to announce that Jay, we got one on October, and this is Danny doesn't even know this. Okay, that first of all, we're going to be going on the road. The Conversations with a Pitbull show is going to be going on the road with Pitbull Energy Drink, just a little bit because what I did is all these cans we've been drinking.
Yeah.
I've been saving them up.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to be able to get a little raggedy car, and I'm going to hit the road.
You mean in addition to your current raggedy car?
Yeah, exactly.
You have 2 raggedy
I have
cars?
2 of them. But
We're moving on up in the world.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to hit the road. I'm going to try to promote a little bit of Pitbull energy drink. And because I got this little raggedy car, I'm going to leave Danny here.
Yeah.
I don't want both of us stranded. And he can do the show, and I'll be Skyping in.
Yeah.
And in case I have to end up on a Greyhound
Speaking
bus.
of Skyping in, we have another guest online.
Really?
Our friend Lori is chiming in to hang out with us. Let's see if Lori's out there. Lori, are you out there?
Hello, Lori.
Lori, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey,
How are you?
There you are. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh
Good.
man,
Who's
we're
that,
great.
Who's that with you?
This is Scott Stone. He's actually the dog trainer for ICare Canine Obedience Training.
Hey, Scott. How are you?
Hey, Scott.
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us, guys.
We've been trying to get Lori on the show for a couple weeks now, and we finally got her. Rita said that she drove all out of her way to get to the Skype and stuff like that, and that's what lets you know how important these issues are and what the work that our friends are doing on the front lines of these issues is doing. So, Lori, tell us a little bit about what you guys do.
Well, one of the things that we do is specialize in bully breeds, specifically the pit bull. We rescue the pit bulls that nobody else wants to rescue for safety reasons, both with the dog attacks and with the people that own the dogs. So we really don't give a whole lot of detail of our rescue, but once they're rescued and they're fixed, spayed and neutered, and given their shots, we train them to be therapy dogs. And one of the things I am is the American Kennel Club Canine Good Citizens evaluator. There's one of 5 of us in the state of Indiana.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
That's incredible. I mean, so are you in Indiana? That's right.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
I spent a whole year down there one night.
And Scott, right? Was it Scott? Scott, so
Yes.
how are you involved completely in what Lori does, or on a day-to-day basis, or just rehabbing? I'm sorry, my thing is cutting in and out. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I am the trainer for ICare Canine Obedience Training. I'm a certified trainer through Indiana Department of Labor. I own the ICare business, and she mentioned she's the evaluator. I live in Lafayette, Indiana, where there's a big pit bull population, and there is no education on them. Everybody has them because they're big, strong dogs. They look good, but also doing rescues, we end up seeing a lot of them.
Right.
So I think if we do take them, we train them, and we adopt them out to good homes, and they get to live their lives.
Right.
So what would you say, Lori, are like some of the main issue as you see it with the work that you're doing? What would you see as the main issue, not only in your area but in the pet community in general, that we need to be addressing or attacking?
Well, one of the main issues regarding the pit bulls is simply we have a large population within the state of Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan with, unfortunately, big fighting rings. And one of the dogs, in fact, a 7-month-old brindle and white American Pit Bull Terrier we just rescued, we believe was being used as a bait dog. And we took this knowing the danger of the people looking for them. And so that's probably the biggest problem regarding pit bulls in general here. And as Scott said, the people want them because they're cool to own, I've got a pit bull, that makes me look strong.
Right.
But in actuality, if you don't know how to manage your pit bull, and one of the things that we like to say, it's to love your dog is to lead your dog.
Right.
And we firmly believe that educating the community on the breed, we hope that kind of gives some understanding that they are loving, caring dogs, and that it's the people that train them to be mean. As far as animals in general, my other passion is I own my own cat rescue. And one of the big things here is that I'm the only rescue. So I take in the injured cats, the pregnant cats, you know, all the real bad cats that nobody else wants. So the population of stray dogs and stray cats in the Lafayette community, specifically in Indiana, is extremely high. And so we do what we can. You know, it's our passion to rescue the dogs. We train any breed of dog, but we specialize in the bully breeds, specifically the pit bull.
Well, the work that you guys are doing is awesome, and it's so honorable. And I know the hill is a tall one to climb, but you guys keep fighting, keep doing what you're doing. It's great to see people in the rescue community dealing with trainers, you know, hip to hip, because like you said, some of these bully breeds, people just get them because they look cute or they really need help in the shelter, but they don't know what it takes to actually manage and you know, care for these dogs. They need to get out. They need, you know, they're a powerful breed. They need owners that understand them. So anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Tell them really quickly, Lori, where they can get at you guys. Where can they contact you and support your guys' mission?
Absolutely. We are www.icareCanineObedienceTraining.com, and that gives all of our training information and our prices and kind of a little bit about the trainer. We also are on Facebook as ICare Canine Obedience Training, as well as Natalie's 9 Lives Rescue. Couldn't even remember my own name.
Right. That's cool.
We've got 2 Facebook pages. On our cat rescue page, we also mention our pit bulls that we rescue. And then real quick, in fact, the 7-month-old that I just told you about, she's getting her forever home today.
Yeah.
So it's emotional.
Perfect. Yeah. So Lori,
to let her go, but I'm glad she's going to find a good home.
okay. So Lori, in 10 seconds, tell me, because Danny's kicking me under the table like he does, because we got to go. If I can get the wonderful Pitbull energy drink to sponsor what I would call a Conversations with a Pitbull educational tour, could you guys use some help?
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to talk about that.
We're working on it. We're not just drinking it. We're trying
That's right. We're going to work.
We're trying to do our
and if they want, I'm going to
diligence.
save these cans up enough, and I'll be out there. And we're going to have the education tour. You know.
All right.
And
Well,
also,
that's our buddies.
Lori.
Thank you guys so much
Thank you so much. Let's
for
do it
tuning
again.
in. We're gonna catch up with you guys again. But speaking of dog training, we got a segment that we usually do with our buddy Drayton Michaels, and we're gonna play that video right now.
Hey.
You guys are watching Conversations with a Pit Bull, and thank you guys for tuning in all over the world.
Drayton
And-
Michaels was on TV in New York, man. He did a great interview.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you guys see it. It's on the web.
all right. Maybe
He's-
pair him up with Jay over here and get it going.
He's like my brother from another mother.
All right. Well, let's check out this video about
All
training.
right.
Many dogs jump to greet. They learn jumping works when people give them attention after they've jumped to greet. This usually gets instilled as a puppy. Any attention for jumping will reinforce the jumping. Even the "hey, no, cut it out" routine will give the dog attention, thus reinforcing the jumping. An easy rule to remember is jumping equals retraction of attention, and non-jumping behavior such as sitting or standing gets the dog attention. Here are some ways to teach your dog that jumping does not work for greetings. Number 1. When the dog jumps, retract all attention immediately. Stand straight up and do not give the dog any attention, or even walk away. This sends the message that jumping and greeting sends people away. This works well, as most dogs are happy and excited to see people. Start by asking your dog to sit before all greetings with people or dogs. This teaches the dog that a sit is required to greet. The greeting is the reward, so no food is needed. Also, preemptive strikes by asking the dog to sit with a verbal cue or a hand signal as they approach you will set the dog up for success by teaching the right sequence. When you're consistent with asking for sits before all greetings, the dog learns the sequence of greeting as approach, and then sit, and then get attention as a reward. Remember, jumping to greet is cute as a puppy, but it can be annoying or dangerous when a dog is bigger. Start teaching anti-jump training right away so your dog learns that jumping does not work for greetings. You'll be glad you did.
Okay, hey, we were just talking real quick. I was talking to Jay about the Chief Joseph story. Is it possible? Because Danny actually has a plan for this show.
Imagine that.
I just go. But in 10 seconds, if it's possible, tell people about Chief Joseph. Because is it?
Well, Chief Joseph was one of the most famous chiefs of the Nez Perce, and he was known for having one of the greatest herds of horses. This Appaloosa horses that were just incredible, and
wow.
And if you ever get a chance to read any of his speeches, the man was an enlightened being. And one of the saddest things that ever happened was when finally the cavalry that was chasing him, because he couldn't be caught, they realized the way to get to him was to destroy his herds.
Right.
And they killed all his horses. True. And when he came upon a field, when he saw his horses all slaughtered, he was so devastated that he made that famous speech. He goes, from this moment on, from this day on, I will fight no more forever. And that's when he surrendered, because he just thought what he had seen was so devastating to him, because his love for a horse to an Indian was everything. They called him the Wakan. They were like the great dog.
Right.
They were able to go hunting with it. They could travel long distances. They could pull their weight. And with the arrival of the horse, the Indian culture and many of the plain Indians changed. Their lives changed in many ways. So the respect for this incredible animal was phenomenal.
Yeah, I really thought so. Yeah, and we got into that because a friend of mine is trying to produce that movie. He's been trying to do it for quite a while, and I mentioned it to him last night that you were coming on, and he was like, wow, really? It's like one of the best actors in Hollywood,
Dude, and I was at a party not too long ago, and my buddy Dave is out there. He pulled me aside and he's like, Danny, you got to check out this movie called The Human Centipede. It's like some weird cult movie or whatever. And I was just talking to Jay. Jay's like, oh yeah, I was in The Human Centipede too. Like,
you were in that?
3.
Part 3.
And number 3 was the worst one.
No, it's
in
not
terms
out
of
yet.
not, you know what I mean when I say worst. The
No,
gory.
it's not out yet. It's not out yet.
Oh, it's not?
No, we just shot it with Eric Roberts and Sonny Tiny Lister.
So they made a lot of money. Now they got
Tiny
you
does
guys.
a lot of work with us. He's a good dude, man. What's up, Tiny?
Yeah, Tiny I've worked with him before as well. He's a good man.
Oh, he's awesome, man.
Hey,
what else are you working on? I heard you got a couple other projects, and you have something you're doing the works with Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, right now I'm working on a really high-end game that's part of the Metal Gear series, and it's called The Phantom Pain.
Wow.
The stars Kiefer Sutherland, who plays Snake, and I play Code Talker, which is this ancient wise Navajo code talker. And it's an incredible espionage game. It's real world, real time. The graphics are just mind-boggling, and it's taken, I've been working on it literally the entire year on and off, and we're still not done.
Oh, wow.
They actually motion capture us into the game, so
really?
it's a different way of doing voiceovers.
Oh, I really want to see that.
Yeah.
And just on another note, Jay, if you're ever doing any acting and then they say, damn, we really could use another guy like you. Hey,
like with almost as many muscles.
Hey, but wait a minute, let me ask you guys, did I mention that I love Valley Dogs?
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, it's because Corey and Francesca, they do great work over there.
Yeah.
I've been finding out about all these people around the world and what people are doing, and it's just amazing. And
Internet is such an amazing tool, man.
And we have to get out there. I got to get on the road, Danny. I got to get you. I'm going to fly you in because I know, you don't like to drive with me. But me and Grip, we're going to be on the road. We're going to be, and, just like people are taking dogs from Bali. The Bali dogs, this is a special kind of dog and a breed, and people are trying to save them before they become extinct and all this stuff. And these people are taking them from Bali to Canada, Vancouver, and different places and keeping them alive. And
while we're talking, I just wanted to mention real quick, Carrie, if you're out there, we're trying to get Carrie to Skype in with us. So please go ahead and try to hit us up when you can.
That's right. And if you don't, Carrie, if something's wrong, because we know how technology is, next time, baby, we'll get back to you. Because at the same time, I got so much stuff to catch up on because me and my Gordon Shell. We haven't talked about Gordon.
Wow, how's his movie doing?
Week. He's doing good. They're going stuff, but he's got some stuff, and I'm trying to bite my tongue, because Gordon has been my man of the year for a long time, but it's some stuff going on that I think is going to be announced tomorrow or something like that. I can't say anything, and I'm not saying anything except for I may say Trish Brown, not something that,
Well, if they get around to making a sequel, we're going to make a strong push to get Jay up in there, you know what I'm saying? Get somebody to really represent.
Absolutely. And
Miss Bardot, she looks like she's ready for the camera as well.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, she actually, she landed a little sitcom pilot last year, and it was hilarious.
Really?
So, yeah, she lived up to her name, Miss Bardot.
Right. And, well, there was two other things that I needed to get to. I'm just trying to catch up on all of our business. Oh, did I say I love Oprah? What was I supposed to? Oh, okay. Hey, did you know, Jay?
Yes.
That Oprah put her, I think it's $30 million in a will for her dogs?
I believe that.
I want to get adopted. I was like, wait a minute.
Anyone who's ever had a dog, they realize quickly how important they become in your life. So
That's right.
It's not, Brigitte Bardot, in fact, who I named Miss Bardot after, is famous for literally putting Saint-Tropez on the map, and she had one of the first non-kill shelters out there to this day.
I never knew that.
Yeah, and she's a huge humanitarian dog lover that does so much in the name of saving dogs and rescuing them and making sure they're okay. And that's one of the reasons I adore her as well as her work, obviously. But she's to this day adored and loved by so many.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah, she's an incredible lady. Yes, and that's who you were named after.
So
if you guys look at the screen, there's some dogs popping up. Our friend Kray every week sends us some updates and for dogs that are available for fostering and adoption. And it's very important that you guys take a look at some of these dogs that are on the screen because they're really in need of your guys' help. Again, the show, besides trying to be entertaining and whatnot, is really about trying to get some of these dogs, change their lives as well. And we're trying to do that through entertainment, do what we can. But there's some awesome people out there on the front lines that are doing some awesome rescue work. And it's important that you guys take a look at some of these dogs. And they're in really need of your help. And we've got some new people every week calling in, and they're hitting up Paula and sending in their dogs. And
part of that is that's part of the announcements because you've been gone all week. But Paula and I and Rita and Cheryl and one or two other, your girl from Dog Without Borders.
Oh yeah,
you got brain lock. Ah, God, she's gonna kill me.
Nicole or Betsy?
Nicole. We are starting a new show. Everybody's gonna love.
Galit. Galit
there
Rubin?
You go. Thank you, man. Thank
you.
Galit. Khalid, baby, love you.
You guys are doing awesome work. Dogs Without
like
Borders.
One of the original fans.
Yeah.
Right? So I got a whole plan. I'm putting all those ladies together, and we're gonna start a new show. It's gonna be called, and it's sponsored by Pitbull Energy Drink. Thank God. Worldwide, Foster's Worldwide Adoption TV.
Wow, yeah, something just specifically devoted to these dogs because a lot of times, like what we found is that some of the dogs we try to feature because they're in the shelters, the turnover rate on these dogs getting euthanized is so quick that even our ability to put them out there for you guys to see, by the time the video gets uploaded, like these dogs are gone.
That's right.
So what we're going to try to do is work directly with the rescue groups that have dogs that are around for a little bit longer.
So every rescue group out there, no matter what breed, it's not, we're pro pit bulls, of course, on this show, but we're about all dogs.
Yeah.
So no matter what breed of dog you got, you're going to be in touch with Rita and Paula.
And a couple cats too, Lori. Don't think we're sleeping on the little kitties.
Right. Exactly.
But
we're gonna make it. We're gonna put the pet shops. We're gonna put the puppy mills. We're gonna put that pet flipping and all of this insanity. Craigslist. Y'all going down.
Yeah.
We're gonna have one spot where people can stay in their homes and get a dog, no matter what kind of dog you want.
And so we've got our friend Paula, who's our resident adoption specialist here. She chimes in with us every week, and she has a couple specific dogs that are available for adoption. And she tells me that there's a critical need out in Lancaster that we're going to try to address. So, Paula, are you there?
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hey, how are you, dear?
Good, good.
Good. I haven't seen you in a week. You still look the same, so tell us what you got.
Well, I've got a little bit different spin on the show this week. We have some critical situations going on. It's a high turnover of animals. The shelters are being flooded. And the first one that we have is California Animal Shelter, and that's in California. It's a rural shelter. They have very little help. The dogs are $75 to adopt, and they're free to rescue. They don't want to kill the dogs for space, but they only have 18 kennels, and they're overflowing. They're begging for our help. So if you can save a life today, give them a call, 760-373-1115. The next one we have this is Maynard. Maynard was adopted already, but Clayton County Animal Control in Jonesboro, Georgia is full to capacity, and they are needing to free up some kennels. Please help these dogs to live and adopt one today. Their number is 770-477-3509. Real quick, remember the dog fighting ring from last week?
Yeah.
Well, Hollywood Police Chief Jason Hepler sent me a note saying that they appreciated us all coming together to help find the pit bulls a home.
Wow.
And he was the lead investigating officer, and he has taken a personal interest in all of these dogs finding a happy home. So they are still available. I know of one that was adopted from since last week. I'm sure there's been more. I just wasn't able to update with him today. So if you have any questions, you can call the Hollywood, Alabama Police Department. That is 256-259-1295.
Let me just jump in real quick. Kray and Diane, I know you guys are trying to chime in on the Skype, but we're going to hit you in a little bit. So just if you could just take a little pause for a second while we run through these dogs, we'll get right back to you guys. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Paula.
Well, we're going to get with Jason. I think Jason is one of the people that I didn't read on the list. He sent in thank yous for the stuff we've been doing. So
what was the next dog you had up, Paula?
The next one I have is there's a small shelter in Cleveland, Tennessee, and they are over their limit also, and they need our help today. So this collage of dogs, if you can help in any way, sponsor, foster, or adopt any of these, they really need our help. The shelters are getting hit hard with dogs this time of year. You can get a hold of that Cleveland, Tennessee shelter at 423-464-6070. And the next one that we have up is Duke. Duke, get ready to fall in love with this guy. He is a doll. Brown and white pit bull terrier, 5 years old. He weighs 46 pounds, but most importantly, he's been waiting in his kennel for over a month, and now he's out of time. He's got the next day or so. So if you are interested in Duke, you need to call today because tomorrow might be too late. And that is North Central LA City Shelter, 213-485-5767. And the last thing that I have this week is Jen Woodard, the director of Kern County Animal Control, has let us know that the shelter is closing. They have lost their lease. They have between 600 and 700 dogs that have their lives. They're at risk. They've got to do something to move these animals along. They ask that we please pass this information along to potential adopters and rescuers. If you can help, if you're a rescue, please contact them. If you're interested in adopting, you need to get a hold of them as soon as possible. If you need more information, you can go to Paul's Pit Parade to read the information, the email, and if you miss their number, you can get that there also. The number is 661-868-7161, and that's in Bakersfield. 4 were adopted last week. That's great. Just remember, foster saves lives. Until next week, let's go save some more tails.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Paula. That was awesome. We tried to get the little pickup from your people out in Kern County. We weren't able to do that, but well, there it is. Pow, Ryan, my man over there on the wheels of steel. Yeah. Like she said, the it's closing down, and they really, really need your help. It's an urgent plea for you guys to get out there. Check out the information on the screen. If you're in that area and you can help some of these dogs out, even if it's fostering for a little bit, that could do a tremendous amount to help towards these dogs. Anyway, we've got we're gonna take a break in a second, and we're gonna talk with our friend Diane.
Okay.
She's gonna Skype in with us as well. Until we get her on the line, let's talk a little bit more with Jay real quick.
Okay. All the time. Me and Jay can talk all day long, man, because he's got so many.
I'm just listening to these wonderful ladies doing this shelter work and what they're saying. I just want to emphasize to all your listeners that, if you've never adopted a dog, I know it seems scary because you want to get a puppy, you want the thing from the start, but I'm telling you, once you adopt one of these dogs, and they don't look good when they come out of shelter, let me tell you that right now, but believe you me, when you watch that dog transform into the beautiful little friend forever, the rewards you feel is 10 times more than when you have that puppy from childhood that you've raised, because it's just you watch that thing heal right in front of you, and it heals you. And I know I'm saying this because I've done it, and when I first started my first dog, it looked nothing like the Samoyed dog that I wanted, and as my dog blossomed into that incredible creature before me, the rewards was just, I cannot tell you, it's to this day has stayed with me. So please consider rescuing one of these souls that's waiting right now for one of you to call and rescue. If you want a dog, if you buy it, you are really not in. It's like, do not buy an animal.
It's a perfect pitch, man. We got a PSA with one take out of the man. Please go see this guy's movies, and please get this guy some more work, because you saw that he just knocked it out the park. He's like a one-man walking PSA for the rescue groups.
You guys, I really respect you for what you're doing, because if you look at dog backwards is God, and I'll tell you, they've been with mankind since the dawn of time. There's no other animal that has a closer relationship with us, and it's really what you're doing. It's godly work.
Well, thank you, man.
So I'm proud of you.
And we're gonna get better at it with the help of Pitbull Energy Drink,
and with the help of all you people all around the world.
I know, and it tastes great. It's so much, man. We're gonna have to go to 2 hours eventually, man. Because I'm telling you the truth, I got so much I want to talk about. I got so much I want to do, because the rescue thing that Jay's talking about, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm gonna hit the road. I don't necessarily love driving, but I know the rescue groups. Bass was, last night we were on the internet. The rescues are closing because of lack of funding and stuff.
Absolutely.
So I want to get out there and just have any kind of an event. If we can help people pay rent, I'll come in and take pictures with people and sign autographs. We'll do a show from Cincinnati. We'll do it from San Diego. We'll do it from Newark. We'll do it from wherever. We'll take conversations with a pit bull on the road with the help of Pitbull Energy Drink.
And with the help of you guys out there, too. Keep blowing up the chat rooms. Keep sending us emails. Keep blowing up the Facebook. Keep just supporting the show. Is going to get better because of you guys. And speaking of the show getting better, it's about to get better right now, because we got our friend Diane is Skyping in with us with her cute pooch. Diane, are you there?
I'm here.
Hey, is that Zoe?
This is Zoe.
Look at Zoe. Yeah.
How you doing?
She's not quite a pit bull, but she had a friend who was a pit bull.
I got one like that here.
That's right.
Man,
that's right. Hey,
twins.
we have to hook you guys up. Oh no, that'd be a little lesbian thing, but that could be kind of. That's another story.
Well, Zoe's a little therapy dog, and I guess you want to hear a little bit about that, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. Go ahead, dear.
Well, she is registered with Therapy Dogs, Inc., and she volunteers for Hospice of the Valley as well as Pets on Wheels of Scottsdale. So we visit a number of nursing homes, care centers, Virginia Piper Cancer Center, rehab centers, and she visits everybody, brings their blood pressure down, does some tricks for them, and she does a lot of work for the community.
Wow. How old is she?
She's about 3.5. She was rescued from Ruby Ranch Rescue and Sanctuary in Phoenix. And she was actually picked up as a stray by the county and put on the euthanasia list. But we're going to have her 3 years in November.
Wow.
Oh, that's amazing. It's like, And
what else can I tell you?
You can tell me, what does it take to become a therapy dog?
Yeah.
Well, the first thing is they usually have to be at least a year old and have a wonderful disposition, which she does. They have to love people, and there are different agencies throughout the United States. There are 3 main ones where they can be registered. She's registered through Therapy Dogs, Inc. And first she is evaluated for about an hour, where someone takes her and puts their fingers in her ears, pulls her tail, turns her upside down, just to see what her reaction would be. And that takes about an hour. And then she has 3 evaluations at different places where there are a lot of people of all ages. So her first place was actually the farmer's market, where that you can see all kinds of people, from little kids in strollers to elderly people, and she had to walk back and forth, meet all these people. And then she actually went to 2 different care centers.
Wow, that's wonderful. So, Diane,
yes.
I want to go into more depth with you, but Danny is giving me that kick thing again, saying, I'm out of time. So tell me this. Tell me Zoe's Facebook page for everybody so they can go to it and contact you, because I need a little therapy myself, I've been told, but maybe that's different.
It's her Facebook page, as well as her blog, is Zoe the Therapy Dog at facebook.com, and Tales and Adventures of Zoe on her blog site, or they could look up my name too, Diane Bykowski, and they can see her videos as well.
Okay, well then we're gonna probably have to get Zoe over to Danny's house after the show to bring his little blood pressure down.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because he be saying, Foster, you running us right into the commercial. And I said, I don't care about commercials as long as.
Hey man, keeping some structure around here is what keeps us from having a great sponsor like this, and not some crazy other sponsor.
That's right, and that's the other reason I'm gonna hit the road, because yes, before we go anywhere, everybody out there that's been emailing me and calling me about where can I find Pitbull energy drink, okay? Next week, I promise. Next week, I'm gonna have I'm gonna start selling it myself, because if we don't sell this stuff, the lights is gonna out in here. So I'm gonna have you guys calling me. I'm gonna sell a case for $10. I don't know what a case costs. I'm not sure. It might be like $50 or something like that. Plus, this is Diane. Okay, yes. I don't know if you're okay. Did you know that diabetics can have this? This is the only energy drink endorsed by the American Diabetes Association, other people like that, because it's all good stuff. I'm telling you, this guy, and you guys will never meet him, because we are in a hole in a tunnel at the back of the Hollywood sign.
Yep.
You'll never meet this, but he puts so much thought into
Absolutely.
this. I mean, besides the flavors and all, it's really good stuff. And how many times do you get a chance?
That's wonderful. And my husband's a diabetic,
so
we're
right?
going to have to try that out.
I'm sending you a case.
We're going to get it done. But look, we're up against it, Diane. We're going to have you. Yeah, I'm the bad guy. One of us got to play the bad cop, but. Look at Zoe. Look at she's just chilling over here. The chat room is already blowing up. I know on the Facebook.
Diane.
Thank you so much, Diane, for chiming in. Thank you so much, Rita, for getting all these guests in here. We're going to go, speaking of Rita, she put together a cool little video for us from Dr. Dave, who gives us some information about how to take care of your pet. So we're going to roll into that video in a second. We've got maybe like 3 or 4 minutes. So we're going to check out this video.
Parvo, my dog almost died from parvo when he was a tiny baby. Go to it.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dave, and welcome to Taking Care of Your Pet. For the next couple of episodes, we're going to talk about a disease which dog owners hear about, and when they hear their dog or puppy has it, fear and doom overcome them. That disease is canine parvoviral enteritis. You often hear it shortened to parvovirus or simply parvo. In actuality, the term parvovirus refers to a class of viruses with certain common characteristics. It is really the enteritis part that concerns us. Enteritis means inflammation of the small intestine. I'm hoping to shed some light on parvo in the next couple of episodes, so let's begin by gaining an understanding of how your dog gets it and just what it is. The virus is transmitted first when a vulnerable dog ingests infected feces. The virus begins replicating in many of the organs which produce disease-fighting white cells and can actually suppress the production of those cells. It spreads to the small intestine via the bloodstream. The small intestine is lined with microscopic finger-like projections called villi, and I'll use my fingers as sort of an illustration. They look like your fingers. The villi aid in the absorption of important nutrients. The parvovirus establishes itself at the base of the villi-like, the webbed area between your fingers. Normally the cells which line the villi mature in these in-between areas. They're called crypts, and then they migrate up to the tips of the villi. As they migrate up towards the tips of the villi, they acquire their nutrient absorbing capabilities. The parvovirus infects this area and causes the collapse of these cells, and thus this important layer of the intestine is destroyed. Dogs with parvo are unable to absorb any nutrients, and they have a difficult time retaining water as well. Because of the loss of this important layer of cells, infected animals are further prone to severe bacterial infection. Earlier, we touched on the fact that the virus replicates in some of the organs that produce disease-fighting white blood cells. Here, the virus can destroy immature white blood cells, so they cannot aid in overcoming the replicating virus. All of this can add up to a serious systemic infection, and all too often, what we as pet owners know all too well, death. This is just a brief overview of how the disease works. In the next installment or two, we will talk about the care of infected dogs and how to best go about preventing infection in the first place. I'm Dr. Dave, and thanks for taking care of your pet.
Hey, now, okay.
Hey, thank you, Rita, for putting that together, and thank you, Dr. Dave, for teaching us how to take care of our pets.
That's right. And we're about out of time, but I need to say a couple of things real quick. Carrie, we'll get you on, I don't know if for next week, but the week after, but don't worry, we'll hook you up.
Sorry so much for not getting to you.
Everybody, thank you so much. The main thing, contest. Okay, here we go. We got to wrap up the contest. All right, I'm giving away a case of Pitbull Energy Drink 2. The first person who emails me at conversations with the Pitbull, CWAPB 2013 at Gmail, CWAPB 2013. I want two answers. One, the answer to Rita's contest, and second, the first person to tell me the name of Oprah's two dogs. Oprah, you could, email me. That'd be cool.
On my iPad, I could use a case of Pitbull Energy Drink.
Dog, baby. Okay. And Rebecca Corey, where you at? You gotta get in here. We want to know about this Million Pitbull March, man. Wow. What's going on with that? That's like 30 days away or something like that.
They got a big boost from the White House coming out and stepping out.
That's right. Drayton, holla at your boy. Good Drayton, we got some good stuff going on. Also, National Pitbull Awareness Day is October 26th. We're going to launch a new show. We're going to launch a drama, and hopefully Jay is going to be in one of the episodes. Yep. We're doing this kind of like a... Because
you're not going to get those gold statues on Centipede, the human centipede alone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we're going to do a Breaking Bad, a dog version and sort of Breaking Bad.
That's up our lane as filmmakers, so we're going to do that.
And I'm going to be in Chicago for the Pitbull... Peaceful Pitbull March. I think it's September 22nd.
Yeah.
Okay? Pitbull Energy Drink. We're going to Chicago. We're going to hand out some drinks. We're going to talk to people. We're going to do the show.
Thank you for everybody that helped contribute to the show. Fred, Rita, Carrie. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for all our guests. Diane, Carrie, we're so sorry we didn't get to you, but we'll get into it hopefully next week. And thank you everybody that's in the chat rooms, our New York Warrior, Cheryl,
Margaret,
Monique, everybody. We love you guys. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
I want to thank you guys too.
Thank you, Jay.
Jay, thank you so
Rita
much.
Miss
Bardot.
Miss Bardot,
Rita,
thank
you don't
Rita.
have to thank Rita.
Yeah.
Rita run this joint, man.
She's awesome, man.
Rita, I don't know what I'm going to do.
We definitely were happy to be here.
That's my baby. And The Skillet. Check out The Skillet magazine.